Hello, beautiful Cancer. Welcome to your reading. Let's pull some cards to get clarity. These are going to be your symbols, and we're going to dive into your coffee cup. This is your bonus reading for this month, and if you go on to enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe. It's a free way to be here, and you can also hit the bell so you never miss a video. Okay, this is very crucial. What I see here, there's like a short-term sickness might be happening. There are 3 cats to comfort you. I don't know if you have cats, but I do have, I don't have a yellow one, but I do have like whites and such, tabbies and the black one. What happens here is this can be a short period of time. You're going to feel a little out of your maybe what is that term? Like you're not going to feel comfortable within your body, but this brings help too. I feel like the cats can be also spirits, can be people that are really loving and caring for you. They're going to show up, and that's going to maybe even show you some things that you haven't recognized so far. Maybe how much people love you, or how much life and following your passion, living your life fully is important. So it is coming not as a burden, but as to show you some things that you deem so small and little, or you don't even see it as a value in your life. That's going to help you recognize those things. I see here, Aina Rise, it says trip, a travel, you see the dog with you, you're actually waiting for the ship to come. That's why I feel like that experience is going to lead you towards this new adventure, new trip, travel, because maybe there is something you're delaying, and you're going to come to understand that life is only once. Okay, we have here a gentleman looking in a mirror right there in his thoughts. He's thinking really deeply. I feel like this is going to be about, this can be even throughout this month and going towards the summer or the August. I don't know why August, but you're going to start thinking about the things you don't really pay too much attention to, or maybe those are the things that are really heavy that you have been avoiding, but now you're going to find the courage to start pondering about these things. We have a journey together. 2 horses is a good sign. We have a dog here. This is loyalty. You might also go on an adventure with someone that you're loving, and I feel like here this is a physical adventure. You might find a companion during this adventure. Maybe that's your thoughts is all about, that you're going to start to think, maybe I can choose someone that I align, that is loyal, and the horse is like a wish fulfillment. Okay, let's dive into the coffee cup now, see what's happening in there. I see like in your heart, the half of it is dark and the half of it is light. So there are some things that you have clarity about, but there are some things you don't know what to do about, which is in your heart. Okay, this can be the main thing, the main problem, because you don't have clarity. You're having a hard time to make a choice, and that's the decision making is really important for moving forward. I see there's a gateway opening here. You can see it's like appearing out of nowhere. This kind of reminds me of, I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit series, and when you watch in the first movie, this is not a spoiler, it's just something, I mean, movie is almost 30 years old. So you get to the gates of the Moria, the mine that actually the dwarves carved out. It's massive structure when you see inside of it. There's a door, okay? But the door doesn't appear. It only appears with a keyword. And I see this door actually starts appearing, and it's carved into the stone from light. It just forms a light when it starts to form itself when you say the keyword, okay? I see there's like a small chunk of money here hanging this on this door. And the keyword, I'm going to tell you, there's a keyword in your life that you need to use a lot in order to make this happen, okay? You see the key? It's forming like, this is like a old school kind of like a car keys. I don't know if you've seen any of those. Maybe in the 80s and the 90s, they had this metal handle and they didn't have this fancy schmancy stuff. So the keyword is the key here. That's going to bring maybe this resource abundance. There's a heart. It kind of looks like a heart too, maybe new love. The keyword can be like abundance, wealth, because whatever you think about, you bring about. And I even heard somewhere that you can repeat wealth and abundance, wealth and success, wealth and success. And even if those two words can bring a lot of success into your life, but think about the word that you keep repeating in your mind all day long. Is it debt? Is it despair? Is it a loneliness? What is it? And you need to switch it to a keyword that unlocks this door to maybe this is a new heart, a new love, or I'm loved, lovable, I'm lovable. It makes 2-3 words there when you edit that way, but you can only say love, and it seems like that is going to unlock the door for you. I see here there is a person, like looks like a woman. She's actually like her vision is shooting to the sky. I see a dog's face here. Your vision is going to be loyal to you. So if you have a desire and a purpose, pursue the purpose, not the humans. Okay. For some of you, I feel like this can feel like maybe you want love in your life and you have a specific person that you want that love from that person and you're not really getting it from them. And you're trying to pursue the person, not the love. Okay, or you want money, but you want it to come through a certain dynamic and you're pursuing that, your eyes, but it should be focused on the higher energy, not to earthly things. Okay, the higher energy is the desire you have. What do you have? You want abundance in your life, you want love in your life, and the person, the human being, is the 3D world, and that cannot really change the higher level, higher plane. Okay, that's why I feel like your eyes should be fixed on the higher idea, not to a unloving person who cannot even love themselves. How are they going to love you? Okay, so that's important. That's the first thing that you're going to actually face. It can be like an awakening happening for some of you. You can see there's a ribbon forming here. Some of you might be receiving an unexpected gift. I see like a lovely seal right here. Seal are not exactly water creatures, not exactly earth creatures. They can live both land and the earth. So I feel like here, the person delivering you the gift can be grounded. They can be like, can have this earth traits like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Also water traits like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So it can be someone who's financially well off. They know how to navigate the earthly stuff, and also emotionally secure person. Bringing you a massive ribbon here. A beautiful gift, and through that I see there's the butterfly wings are actually starting to form. The butterfly wings can represent a metamorphosis that you're going through, okay, because that's what happens to the butterfly. From one thing it just become another thing, completely different thing. Okay, I see there this whiteness. I told you there's like your heart is split into dark and the white part of it, the clear part of it, let's say clear part of it, is looking like a fish. So some of you might be after a resource, a source of abundance. This can be the fish can represent money, and plenty of fish in the sea is the opportunities. So some part of you is focused on that. Another part of you is like covering that, saying that, oh no, don't think of it that way. There are not many options. So I feel like this inner thing, conflict, needs to be resolved. Another thing here, the fish can represent also Pisces. A Pisces indicate heightened intuition. So maybe if you fix your mind into the desire rather than to unavailability of it, you're going to go through this darkness. Initially, you're not going to know how it's going to appear, but what illuminates the darkness is hope. Okay, hope is it's a little piece of light. It's a little candle that you burn. It is still light. Okay, it illuminates as far as it can, so you can move forward. I see here there's a massive crowd forming, and inside of the crowd, I don't know if this is a goat. You can see like a long horn here and a curled horn, which is Aries actually has Capricorn and Aries. Capricorn has a curled horn here, and you can see the creature, and it can be also a deer, but I see letter R. It can be the name of this person. Very prominent. This can be someone older than you because you're looking at them. Maybe you're taking them as an example, and they're very grounded and solid. So I see number 7. No, I see many things. I see number 7, 7K. I don't know if this means anything to anyone. 7K, I think in America, in English, means like 7,000. It can be 7,000 is a number. It can be like money related thing coming forth here. And so, I mean, I know it's in America. I don't know if it's in Australia or Britain. They use it that terms in these terms, okay? But I feel like here, this is something that is maybe money related. This person might owe you something, or they might be cooking up something about money, or 7,000 can be related to like maybe a marathon. I mean, like a number. So there's a number here, but this symbolizes something, okay? I see there's a person trying to jump over it or maybe trying to get it. This can be something that has other applicants to it, and you are on the level face to face talking to the person who was maybe inventing this or giving this away. That's very important. There's another person right there. You can see with the like a funny look, head looks like a letter E. They have a lean neck and they're trying to jump over it. So instead of maybe trying to jump over hoops and trying to find a way to obtain this thing in a very shady way, you need to just go to face with the inventor or the one who gives it away and maybe talk to them. Okay, that's going to be a good solution first. And the second, I see here there was a dog. I saw a dog a second ago, but now I lost it. Now I see a woman here. You can see the woman's face, the nose and the mouth, and her hair is a dark hair, but then it just starts to turn white. And I see letter E again. It can be their first name or the last name. This person is taking care of small little creatures all around her. Okay, this can be someone who's talking to fairies and stuff, because I see a couple fairies around her. It can be someone connected to earthly spirits. I see a number 9, and this can be in there, like this can be someone really enlightened. I mean, it sounds really crazy when you say earthly spirits, like a Tinkerbell and stuff, but I haven't seen any of them yet. But according to all this metaphysical research that I'm doing, they might have exist. They might exist today as well. May have existed on today's world. They might exist too. But because our brains are so fixated on the only existence of the material stuff, we might have lost the ability to see them. So that's why I feel there's some people, they say they see these kind of things. If they're not psychotic, it can be maybe you might really pay attention to it. I don't say that you just believe them straightforward, but I feel like there's a person here. They might give you a way out, okay? Because I see this doesn't mean that you go with the woo-woo. You listen to it and then you take the information. I see like a practical man sitting down and just consuming the information and just filtering it through and using it. And this is going to bring a small contract here or a clean, fresh new beginning. I see there are 2 people laughing. One of them is laughing. There's a serious man listening. So when you filter this information, maybe you're going to share it with someone. Someone might actually accept it as is, or another person might laugh at it. So, don't be discouraged, because I feel like this is going to bring some clarity or a contract or an offer to you. Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. This is something, okay, guys, this is something you don't really think it's possible for you, but it seems like it's going to align and come forward. And there's also another resource appearing from another unexpected way for this to actually come to life, okay? The most important part, I see 3 pentacles attached to each other. 3 of Pentacles is teamwork. That's why I feel like the source, there's another pathway is going to open to it and it's going to merge in the middle. So you might receive help with this endeavor. Consider accepting it, or consider it even if you're thinking like, I don't want to take their help. There might be some other options available. I see a man's face here. They're actually speaking to your heart space. There might be someone really can give you a good advice. I don't think this person is someone that is too close to. It can be someone even, I see 1 tears of joy, and I have one more here too. This person might give you some good news, or like change your perspective about how it is possible to make your desires come true, okay? They can like clear the air with their words if you have any doubt, which I saw on the bottom of this cup, there was some actual doubt. Let's see what tarot is going to tell us. We're going to look where you are and what the situation is, how it's going to work out. Let's see, pull some cards and get clarity. Okay, seems like you are in the Queen of Wands energy here. The other day, no, not the other day, this morning I was watching a video. I don't know if you have seen the movie Erin Brockovich. If you haven't seen it, and if you like this kind of like a legal stuff, research, legal, Sherlock Holmes, for example. I am really a fan of those things. She's kind of like a female Sherlock, basically. And that's the vibe. That's her energy, like blonde and just ambitious. She has been a beauty queen, but it didn't work for her because I think that's just something that she tasted, but it didn't really last because it wasn't in her spirit, basically, to be an object. She enjoyed it initially, but then just started changing around. And I see here Queen of Wands is someone, also she's on the spotlight. She likes the spotlight, but she is very specific, the type of the spotlight she desires, okay? And that's why Queen of Wands is your energy at this moment. You are doing something meaningful, okay? Meaningful. That means something to you. It's not just only visual. She was actually getting in touch with every single client and the people and talking to them. She has a great memory. I don't know if she's a genius, but great memory, remembers all their names, all their phone numbers, everything that they're going through. I feel like that's also association because she gets to, she empathizes, she understands them. And that's your energy right now. Even if you're a male or female, it doesn't matter. You're in a very confident era that you can get anything done. And this is through compassion and love. And also it's a passion, because without passion, guys, we cannot really make things moving forward. And that's your energy right now. Let's see what else we have here. Yes, that will give you the powers to actually maybe even manage the higher powers here. You see that you're reaching to your elephant shield is your protection, and you're reaching to the skies and making the lightning, basically pointing the lightning to a certain direction. If you can gather up that confidence, if you can shine your light fully, you're going to start manipulating maybe even this powers that we deem uncontrollable. Okay, and this can be higher powers, which have the Six of Cups here. This is pleasure. It says, but Six of Cups also, I feel like, represents the dreams you have, the dreams that you put on the shelf. You thought they were impossible. I cannot make them happen. But it seems like here, if you can bring these energies together, the energy of the alchemy, I can make anything good. I have all the resources, I can make things happen, and I am so powerful, I can make anything good. This is actually going to lead you towards those dreams maybe you put on the shelf that you're going to be able to dust them off and start working on them. Let's see the situation you're in. It seems like this is a situation, maybe you're dealing with someone really highly logical, informed, logical, practical, but they might lack the emotional connection to a situation. Exactly. There was a scene in the movie, but the other lady, the other lawyer, asking for all the information that she hasn't written on the files, and she was being really stoic and straightforward, but she described it as the Page of Swords, which is actually younger and more immature energy. But it seems like the situation or the person you're dealing with is someone more mature, but they are straightforward. They don't really have emotional connection. Okay, they might have compassion if you can explain yourself to them, but the situation might be actually requiring a little more stoicism. And we have Three of Pentacles here. You have to maybe work with this person, or you need to find a way to work together. Three of Pentacles is about teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, if you cannot work the situation with another, it can become harder for everyone. We have here Seven of Cups. This is confusion, not really having clarity how the things are going to play out. But we're going to see. Even you might be feeling like, even if I go along, I don't know how it's going to work. Okay, there's so many things to handle. You might be thinking that way. Let's see how the situation is going to play out. We have the Page of Pentacles here. So, no, this is actually Knight of Pentacles. This is an elevated or like an upgraded position. So it seems like you plant the seeds, you'll go along, do what you need to do, and do your best with the other parties. If you have another party in front of you, or if you're dealing with a certain situation, after you plant your seeds, it's all going to start taking off, because this can be, some of you might be working on a long-term plan, and that will require a little bit patience, strategy, organization, planning. And when you do that, those things, the little fairies of earth here, the minions of earth, are actually starting, you see, they're angels, right? There's Oh, that's his hair. I think these are hair. Anyways, those little minions of Earth, the earthly spirits, are going to start working and lifting this thing off the ground. I see here 10 of Swords. This is going to end the situation, but 10 of Swords is a situation that hasn't even worked for you anymore. Okay, so this is, I feel like this can be even giving you hope, because now you can rise and shine again. This you might have been dragging something for so long because something that you desire didn't really work out. But when you see it's working out, you might also feel this, okay, the other thing is not working. It's not going to happen. So that can be a little devastating, but also it's going to be relieving too, because, okay, now I have another thing to work on. I don't need to worry about this anymore. We have 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands can symbolize the situation is going to work out in a way that it can become a burden. It says oppression here. I want to pull some cards to how to get rid of that burden. First of all, you need to be the King of Pentacles, resourceful, calm, cool, collected, and also trusting that everything's unfolding the way you want it to be, and also bringing the resources together and work with them very carefully. And he has an overgrowth here. There are some areas in your life they have overgrowth, maybe even just chop them up a little bit, or not chopping, like use the extra things you have as energy here. Or it can also be, even if you feel like it's too much, there's like you need to keep going, which is going to turn you into the King of Wands. This is all about authority, guys. Like even if you don't feel like those things are going to take off, when you keep moving forward with and encouraging yourself, it's going to work out. It seems like you're going to become an authority at the end of the day too. Okay, that's why I felt like you might have like a short sickness here that is actually teaching you there's more to life than what you're going through, and that will require you to take the charge. Okay, that will require you to keep making decisions for yourself. We have here chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. That can be coming for the short illness, if that's the case. This can be also like a mental break that you're going to need. And if that's it, you might have to sleep more. Chamomile can be relaxing to, I don't know if it has like a chemical effect to our bodies, but it can also help with that. And be gentle with yourself. B is coming for the Three of Coins, community, cooperation, sweetness. And I feel like here, 10 of Wands is also like trying to do everything by yourself. Don't trust the process, don't trust the others. And these can be like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, people of authority coming into your life and help you. Your thing here is to accept the help, okay? That's how the things are going to play out. You're actually like trying to take the control and do everything by yourself, maybe micromanaging the situation, but there are going to be help showing up for you. So you need to cooperate. And it says sweetness here. And this cooperation, these people can be really aligned with you. Maybe you didn't have good experiences in the past. Harvest, determination and hard work. Yeah, that's being focused, actually. I feel like that's when the Seven of Cups comes in, confusion and too many things to handle, you turning into the Knight of Pentacles to focus on the goal. And then you harvest. Roots, healthy patterns, early growth. The roots are, that's why it's important, because I told you that you're ripping some things off the ground. Some of maybe the plants that you planted, they were toxic, like nightshade. They're poisonous plants. Maybe you have planted those and you're ripping those out and planting the healthy ones that cleans the earth. Another thing here is healthy patterns, early growth. Mint popped in my head, guys. It didn't show up here for you, but the mint is a really dangerous plant, okay? We love it. It smells good. I use it as an herb all the time in my food, but the problem with it, we make tea. It is good for our stomach. But the problem is, if you put them in the ground, it just becomes like it just grows everywhere. It just pops out of everywhere. That's why in most gardens, it's forbidden to plant the mint directly to the soil, because they want you to put it in a pot, because you don't want to deal with the infestation, basically, okay? So some things that you think good can actually cause infestation as well. So that's why I feel like the roots that you're putting into the ground are important. They can turn into something that you really want to get rid of at the end of the day. Let's see your final message here. We're pulling a focus and alert simmer pot for you. An earthy and airline, grant me clarity of mind, focus sharp as the winds, rooted like the ancient trees. Let's see what this mixture is for you. There's some mixtures. 1 lemon for alertness, cut into rounds. 1 orange for brightness, cut into rounds. Fresh sage for protection. 5 drops of eucalyptus oil for clarity, optional. Okay, 2.5 cups of water. Okay, we have sage, lemon, and orange, guys. Place the first 4 ingredients in a saucepan and cover it with water. Slowly stir the mixtures clockwise with a wooden spoon over a low flame as you focus on manifesting energy and alertness. Allow the mixtures to simmer for most of the day, covering the water as needed. Let the contents cool, then funnel it into a glass clean jar or a spray bottle. Spritz or drizzle the mixture outside your doors and windows to welcome focusing energy into your life. Okay, sounds like a good mixture to me. Maybe I can't even test it. All right, that will bring the energy that you are maybe desiring to have more. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.